You're talking John Ross record?
I'm talking the John Ross record.
Wow. Did you, Babe Ruth, call your shot?
This is a very fast track, and there are some gentlemen with outstanding track backgrounds, and the #1 candidate might be next on the line.
Tyler Gordon.
That was a good start. He's rolling. That looked a lot faster than 4.57 to me. A lot of football. 49 starts at Arizona State.
Tamari Mathis. 4-4's flat. There we go.
Yeah, he can run. He can play the nickel.
Zion McCollum.
And he said, you bring McDuffie into your room, he could actually coach your secondary too.
He only had visits with 23 teams this week, Peter. That's it. So they're doing their homework on him. He's easy to grade when you watch him. He's a clean player on tape.
4.46. Zion McCollum of Sam Houston.
Okay, this is one I want to see here. His GPS times are phenomenal.
4.4 flat. Auburn.
Just so clean getting out.
4.29. All right. Oh, the fans dig it.
Oh, yeah.
4.47, so he has improved.
Box checked.
And the fans love it. Or a little and the kiss.
Yeah, see, he relaxed a little bit more on that one right there. He just kind of let it go.
Yeah, let's see it. Hold on a minute.
And
And then the kiss to the crowd. Smooch!
Not going to find bigger, and you're not going to find faster than that combination that he has. Former wide receiver. And again, he's so clean getting out.
Wow. 4-3 flat. Fans dig it.
Yeah, it was a 1.49 start again. I mean, he is out the gates. Look how clean this is. Smooth. Usually you get a big guy like that, you don't see that type of smooth movement.
Can you get those hips open, right? A lot of times in the game, you're never going to turn this many times. But let's overemphasize how you turn.
Right.
All right, Coach, I got you. Let's do this.
He wanted to rally around you.
Yes, we're going to rally around D'Angelo Hall, and we're going to combine. So now we're watching the hips flipping.
Yes.
He absolutely got you. I mean, that's just Coach Vermeil's way. It obviously worked. And congratulations to him being in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
But as you're watching all this, D-Hall, watching these guys put everything together.
How much has changed? It's a passing league now. You know, nickel used to be just on third down.
Right.
Now teams start the ball game in nickel. So absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, with all of these high-powered offenses, all of these quarterbacks that you see, if you can steal a possession, right, that's why everybody loves Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Defense might not always, and Aaron Rodgers and all of these superstars, if I can just steal a possession, it's so valuable, and ultimately it might come down to winning and losing the ball game if you can get that turnover. Just think about
and he told her not to touch it, not to open it. He wants to be the first to open it, and he said, guys, he's going to travel with it to his new NFL city and take it everywhere he goes.
Wonderful.
I think Graham deserves to open it. She can look at it.
yeah,
He wants to be the one to open it, I guess.
Here's McDuffie. He's an easy mover.
Yeah, super smooth.
I think he's going to be a day one nickel, D-Hall. I think he's going to slot right in the slot.
Go get it. Yes.
You're absolutely right. When you watch his college film,
Absolutely not. And let's face it, that's what all teams say. Let's make those guys tackle for 4 quarters. And we talked about when the running backs are here. The running backs are 220 and above now. The top guys in the league.
Rather impressive. He's a 6'4", 220-pound safety.
Jeez. Waller. All right. Nice grab.
I want to say 11-3.
Oh, my.
But see, y'all got to understand, I did so much of this stuff at my pro day. I wish I would have done it at the combine. I go back and I tell people that.
Nice grab.
Because I done broke a lot.
Holy cow. Here's Sam Webb's got to get a little bit lower. You see a little bit of tightness there.
Nice grab.
Oh, really good catch.
Maintains down to the ground even.
DB's one of those corners that has to track the ball the whole time is in the air, or can you go straight, go find that receiver, and then go back and get your eyes up and
Nice
relocate the football?
grab. 4-2-3.
Thought he had a chance at it. That's as close as he can get.
1/100th of a second off from tying the fastest ever, but it is definitely the fastest here this year. I knew it would be
I just
long.
know Isaac can go first.
But I knew Charles would get it. Jack Jones was the guy who sang the Love Boat theme.
Okay, yeah, that was out of my wheelhouse.
That would be Fonzie in the leather jacket over the shark.
I only know one speed. I've used every ounce of my fiber from making a Love Boat reference for Jack Jones.
5 Georgia DBs here that all went into the league, and everybody was like, God, what are they going to do in the back half of their defense?
Yeah, right.
Well, there's Darian Kendrick. We'll see Lewis sign in the safeties group. I think it worked out okay for him. You heard that, and then did you see that during our week there?
Yeah, no, I thought he had a solid week down there. He's somebody we were talking about earlier. Just you see him go up against so many elite wide receivers, and he was
To play a little off coverage, you have to be able to play some zone, some man. So it's really good when you have a guy like that you can see him do the things that you're trying to incorporate into your defense and how he fits. Ooh, good
That was
ball.
nicely
Nice
done.
catch. Changes locations. Did you try and do that with the receivers to give them different looks a lot?
Oh, absolutely. It was like chess, right? It was always trying to figure
Nice.
out how can I get an advantage over this receiver.
Not so sure how much he's going to end up doing on his pro day, but long terms, no issues at all for Booth.
All right, thanks very much. Greatly appreciated.
good drive.
Receiver and turn and run, right? You have to burst. There you go. Locate that receiver, turn and run, and see if you're in good position. Really showing guys pedal, diagnose the route, and bam, go accelerate.
And Barnes, you saw his big-time speed.
Don't forget
From
the
Cutler
yardage,
on
too.
that day.
Yeah, yardage, return yardage. I racked up some yak for sure.
Hey,
We're looking
guys.
at it. We're looking.
That length, Tracy McGrady,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Basketball Hall of
Ooh,
Famer,
yeah.
and tell me he's not a doppelganger in the face.
I can see that.
Told you.
And we still probably barely won that game, I think, by like 3 points because Urlacher was scoring right along with me, back and forth. And we might have caused like 5 or 6 turnovers in that game.
Duffy, he's got good hands.
Watching that coach tell them ball and getting their eyes around to go intercept it.
They want the prospects to walk slowly backwards, then pedal backwards,
Then we're going to open up.
then open up.
Yeah. And I'm going to break that down. They're walking because they want to see the 3-step, right? So I'm looking at that quarterback.
It's not a home computer, it's
it's
the
a
travel
travel computer.
computer. That's
Well, he may bring the home one in for this one.
here's Sauce.
That's a big, long corner.
Focused on the receiver, and then again that explode out part of the break right there. Can you put your foot in the ground and can you go from different angles? And that's what they're trying to. You keep that receiver in your vision, but at the end of the day, how quick can you put that foot in the ground and go accelerate back downhill and then go catch the football, right? I have never been a guy that either wanted to tell someone how to break or wanted to be told how to break. And a lot of times you see safeties T-step more so than corners just because it gives them their feet, most of the times aren't as crisp as the corners. Of all of those cleats in the ground, right, as opposed to your toe, you just kind of got a couple. And a lot of these guys nowadays was one of the first guys who started wearing those soccer cleats because they were so light, but they don't offer you that toe to plant. And so you got a T-step.
And he put him through wide receiver drills in catching the football in order to increase his ball skills. And we've seen how Tre'Davious has come along. So that might be part of it as well. Did you do that, D'Angelo? Did you go through wide receiver stuff as well?
So I've kind of always had receiver skills, but it wasn't until that offseason having to go through that training that I really got an appreciation for what it meant to be a receiver and go catch the football like that.
They're starting to churn out some guys in this position, too, under Pat Narduzzi and that, press quarters and everything that he likes to run there. Remember, DeMar Hamlin came out last year.
Mathis, I think with the rare discard of the football over his head.
Hit him up. Have you been watching him flow at all, D'Angelo? Talk about Zion McCollum.
Oh, I have. Big, long guy. He has a huge upside when you talk about what he was able to do.
Curry's had a really good day. Like everything he does is.
He's made it look smooth.
Yes.
So is McDuffie here going through the drills.
Very much so.
Broke on that one a little early. Tariq Woolen, that is an enormous corner.
A woolen mammoth?
Yeah. Now I'm thinking of, like, gosh, was it Brandon Browner a long
Yes.
time ago?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow, sure.
6'4" corner.
Hamilton, 4'5'9". Of course, the Golden Dome fans here in Indiana are cheering for him. And JT Woods, Baylor, 4'3'8", and
There's a track background.
4'3'6". What a tremendous final 40 of the 20, and what Indianapolis brings to the equation.
Oh, I mean, let's face it. I mean, you get all these coaches here, and we all have a lot of different opinions about all these players, but it seems to me everybody you talk to has the same opinion about how Indy runs a combine. You know, Jeff Foster and his crew do a phenomenal job with the combine. Everybody here knows it. It's a well-oiled machine.
Daxton Hill. Michigan Wolverines won the Big Ten championship in this building. Daxton Hill.
He's rolling.
4-4-1. Raging Cajun.
Yeah, that's legit too. You see that speed. See it when he runs the alley. He was playing against South Alabama.
There he goes.
So he plays fast, and he is fast.
Sure. Okay, here is one of the top players available in this year's draft.
These guys are kind of those tweeners that were a little bit too big to be a corner, but still has all the ability that can go down and cover, like you said.
And scouts is Lewis Seen out of Georgia. He is so fun, guys. Just a really interesting guy to study, too. He's a leader.
Runs a Brian Robinson backwards on that rundown field. I mean, my goodness, it was like an electric shot.
I was surprised by his 40 time, though, you guys.
Yeah.
Able to play high, play on top of the Christmas tree, as my buddy Bucky likes to say. And then they can also drop down inside and play in the nickel. It seems like if your safety can only do one thing right now in the NFL, you're going to want somebody a little bit better.
Back here in Indianapolis, Kyle Hamilton. Showing off his skills. Go get it, Kyle.
See how just loose.
Daxton Hill. Terrific season he had for Michigan.
He's got to run. There you go. I point it.
Sounds like a plan.
Jalen Petrie, I don't think he did not run, right? He did not
No,
run
he
the
did not run.
Yeah, Charles, he's a fun player to watch. He gave me a little bit of that Winfield vibe.
And the player comparison, or somebody he studies, Devin McCordy, nice one there, describes his play style as aggressive yet with finesse. He thinks he's a combo of both.
This is what we want to see, isn't it, DJ and D-Hall with Marquise Bell? We know he's going to strike you. You want to see the movement, correct?
No doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. How comfortable is he, guys? And look,
How many running backs has Louisiana given? Trey Regis, Elijah Mitchell.
Here's Cross.
I've never seen Hamilton.
It's incredible.
I know, obviously, they have the video. You can watch it now. And it was on my combine prep list because I knew you were going to fire Hamilton references at me, and I got no shot at it.
Like that, can cover ground as a safety. So that Lake gene is in there, and he knows ball.
I was about to say, we were all talking about that.
He knows ball, so
You definitely know ball.
Coach Reich played for his school, though. We got to come on.
Kyle Hamilton. Here's Hamilton. Not throwing away his shot. It really is. Looks effortless. It is anything but. Just want to give everyone that shout out. And then there's this guy. Will not have a long wait in Las Vegas or wherever he is.
The Kyle Hamilton showed up and did everything.
No, I love it. I'm sure he's going to be a little bit disappointed with his 40 time, but
he is very impressive. I thought he was impressive on film. He jumps off the film. But even out here, man, you can see the athleticism.
With 4.59 was going to be tied for the slowest time of the group in that safety group. That was shocking. And that's not a terrible time at 4.59. That's just how fast this group was. Petrie looks smooth, by the way.
The Bell kid is really intriguing to me, guys, to see where that ends up, where he ends up rolling into. That size and the ability to strike.
As we're seeing Kyle Hamilton go through this drill right now, were there any, not surprisingly, it looks really good.
Smooth.
Were there any for the safeties to get done?
Oh yeah, to see if there's that same come right. Darian Kendrick is the only corner.
Is he waiting? And the angles that they are running are not square edges. Might as well call it the bow tie pasta drill, because that's what they're kind of forming as they go about.
Straight back downhill to that 45 angle. Once you turn and open up, you have to T-step to get back downhill.
So D-Hall, real quick, right here, the motor keeps going right there. And right here, this is the
T-step.
There you go.
Right downhill.
If we show Mr. Anderson, we show that, slow that down and show the different versions of him there.
Yes, sir. Stacy?
Rich, I would just say overall, as we get ready to wrap up here shortly, this is considered such a deep draft. I mean, ahead of us. So much, I know DJ has talked about this, but so much depth. You're going to see really good players go in later rounds, and I think we're, kind of seeing that on display here today.
That might be unfair. Just an interesting thing to note, that the last times in which we saw quarterbacks selected 1, 2, 3 to start a draft, right? It's defined by a quarterback, right? And so the fact that we might not see a quarterback taken in the first half of the first round, if you will, all them picks, they still have some.
Yeah, they're going to be able to go out and get them. And one thing about the Rams is I think so many people talk about them trading picks.
Performed. JT Woods' gauntlet is the last drill of the 2002 NFL Scouting Combine. And there they go. Oh, high stepping like Prime.
There we go. They're out of the woods.
What a way to finish up. That's fun.